Hey everybody, hopefully my camera is working this week. Welcome to I'm frozen. Welcome to HorrorBuzz Live, where we are going to be bringing you the latest news and information from the horror world and also connecting you with some pretty cool people. Follow along on the chat and comment and talk to us if you can. Please like and subscribe on social, on YouTube, Facebook. Also, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and the aforementioned Facebook and YouTube. So we have a really cool show for you tonight. Lindsay's going to bring us some of the news here, and we're also going to be speaking with star Vince Rodriguez of the film Final Stop, along with writer-director Jeffrey Moore. And yeah, it's going to be a heck of a lot of fun. Plus, we also have a cool giveaway for you. So without further ado, we're going to bring on one of my favorite people, Lindsay.
Me?
Yeah.
Wow, I'm so honored. Okay, Dark. Hi.
Awesome.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And my mom are the only people that think that. So
We couldn't be the only
Just
ones.
kidding.
So how was your week?
You know, it was pretty fabulous. I will say, and please don't judge me for it, I had the opportunity to watch The Conjuring. I had the opportunity to watch The Conjuring, and
Part 3.
Part 3. The Devil Made Me Do It. Sorry, not the original, not the one that matters.
Okay. Just making sure.
I'm not saying this one doesn't matter, because we all know how I feel about Patrick Wilson, but I ended up not taking the opportunity, and I watched a horror movie called Slacks on Shudder. I don't know if anybody else has seen it, but it's about a pair of murderous jeans, and it was so good. I recommend it. Like, I legitimately recommend it. That's not me trying to lead you down a path of torment. It's actually
Nobody
pretty
has paid
good.
for this placement.
Nope.
So yeah. So honestly, yeah, it's so weird how certain horror movies, for instance, a film about killer pants can
It just
do it
hit
for us.
good.
Yeah. I mean, it was funny because a while ago, I saw a movie called Bad Hair. Not so much. It needed some work, but work on the pants. The pant. That's where the horror is. So, that's what I'm saying.
It was cheeky. There was a lot of gore.
Cheeky,
so it kind of hit all the marks. Yeah.
Awesome.
I see what I did there. Unintentional.
Well, Lindsay, can you give us the lowdown on the entertainment beat and what's coming, what has shown up that we might have missed, what's coming that we need to look out for? And it's so much fun because everything is starting to open up now.
Oh my gosh. It's insane. Like the list of events is growing, and it's like it's getting to a point where I have to choose, like, okay, well, which ones do I talk about? And that's so great to see, because that's just it's definitely an indication that we are moving in the right direction. So everybody that's getting vaccinated, thank you. So here's what we've got coming up for this week. We've got 3 movies coming out on Friday. So number 1, we have Censor. This is a film that's coming. So it's limited release. So certain theaters are going to be releasing it this Friday, but it will also be on video on demand June 18th. So however you want to view it, you've got some options. And it's about a woman named Enid, and she's a film censor. And so she's very, very strict, very meticulous. She tries to minimize the amount of gore and decapitations and eye gougings that we here at HorrorBuzz love. And she gets a movie popped onto her desk that eerily echoes her very hazy childhood memories, which are mysteriously traumatic. And she begins to realize that these things are maybe more related than she originally thought. So if that sounds interesting to you, that is Censor, and that's limited release on Friday and VOD next Tuesday. We have Queen of Spades. This is also a video on demand release that will be out on Friday. And it's very similar in the same vein of like a Bloody Mary. So the Queen of Spades is a lady who can be summoned by performing an ancient ritual. So what you do is you draw a door and a staircase on a mirror, and then in the darkness, you have to say her name 3 times, the Queen of Spades. And then what happens next is something that can only be experienced. So some teenagers, of course, do it on a dare. They awaken some evil that they weren't prepared for, and it won't stop until it gets their souls along with their families. So that comes out Friday, and that is Queen of Spades. And rounding out our films, we have The House Next Door, Meet the Blacks 2. So this is kind of the cheeky, if you guys saw the spoof of Paranormal Activity, it's very much like that. It stars Mike Epps as Carl Black, and he moves his family to his childhood home in Chicago, where he hopes to find some peace and quiet. And he does not find that at all. He meets a very eccentric neighbor, Cat Williams, that he believes is a vampire. And things kind of just take off from there. So that will be coming out this Friday in theaters. So that's what we have for our films. Now for events, as I mentioned, there is a ton. So I'll try and pick a few and get through these as quick as possible so we can get to the real good stuff. So we have our tickets still available for 2021 Screaming Room Film Festival. As you know, Midsummer was canceled, but they were wonderful enough to continue on our Screaming Room tradition. And July 10th and 11th at the Frida Cinema, we're going to be screening, not screaming, well, maybe both, some wonderful films that were supposed to air at this year's Midsummer Scream as well as last year's Midsummer Scream. So it's a jam-packed docket. Make sure you get your tickets. They're $40 and they are available on Midsummer Scream's website. This is the last weekend approaching here for Zombie Joe's Underground Trail of Torment. It is a contactless walkthrough theater experience, and you come face to face and head on with some nightmares beyond your wildest dreams. And it's going to be Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, going from 7 p.m. until 11 p.m. in 20-minute increments. One ticket is good for up to 2 people, and it's $35 per ticket. So you can get 2 people in for $35. Pretty good deal. And if you're familiar with Zombie Joe's at all, you know that they put on top-notch performances. And also coming this weekend, we have Halloween Depot's Horrorville pop-up shop. I've been talking about this for a while, and it's going to be this weekend, June 12th and 13th from 12 to 5 p.m. We have cosplayers and sliders, and special guest, which was announced, is David Howard Thornton. You guys may know him better as Art the Clown in Terrifier. He will be there. So if you love that movie and if you love Art,
no clowns. No clowns.
I love clowns.
Nope.
It's like I love scary clowns.
No clowns.
Oh, come on. Okay, well, everybody else except for Norm, come, because I don't even understand that. You'll go see The Devil Made Me Do It, but you won't watch clowns murder people. Please. I love clowns. Anyway, you can go to horrorville.eventbrite.com to reserve your spot. It's free to reserve, and then there's tons of stuff for you to spend money on when you're there. So make sure you bring your wallets fully loaded. And you can also check out the RSVP link on Instagram. And I'll round out. I could keep going, but I'll stop with this last one here, just because the tickets are going super fast for this, and I want to give everybody an opportunity to snatch up some tickets. So last week I mentioned that Army of Dead, Viva La Vengeance. That is an immersive VR experience based on Zack Snyder's Netflix film Army of the Dead. And you become a mercenary and you fight your way through hordes of zombies. It's 30 minutes and it's mixed reality. So there is virtual reality, but there's actual real life elements. You get into something that either is or looks like a actual car. So I'm not sure of the specifics. I assume it doesn't drive around, but it looks pretty neat. And the experience is touring all over the US, but it's starting in LA and it'll be in July and August in LA. So the location's currently secret, but when you get your ticket and the date approaches, it'll be provided to you. Dressing the part isn't mandatory, but obviously encouraged. And the tickets are timed and date specific at $24 a person. So it's not too expensive. There are only a very few tickets left. So only a couple dates, couple times remain. So hurry up and snatch those tickets up, beat the horde, get them, get ready. And for anybody who loves the special ops, gosh, I'm like blanking on the now retired maze at Scary Farm, for all my fans of that attraction. This is probably infected. Sorry. I'm on the spot. I'm stressed out. Okay. If you're a fan of Infected, this is probably in the same vein as that. So if you like laser tag, I would come check this out. So you can get tickets on feverup.com or on the Fever app. And that's what we've got for our events and films.
Okay, so I have to tell you, I was able to catch the Zombie Joe's Trail of Torment.
And
okay, without question, it's one of the best things they've done. It's so good. It's like, okay, and it's kind of an amalgamation of, I don't know if you've ever been to their Halloween show, the Urban Death Tour of Terror, but it's kind of like that, except all the way through. In October, they usually, what they do is they set up kind of a tiny little maze of black plastic sheets, and you encounter weird things, and then you get to the theater and the show happens, but then you got to go back out through the maze and more crazy stuff happens. And so this one is kind of like a mixture of the traditional urban death show, where it's just 40 minutes of just effed up stuff happening. But you're kind of like walking in the dark along this tiny little line on lighted line on the ground, and then you get to a spot, and then the lights come up, and like something insane happens. Lights go back down. You keep going on the tour, the little line, and then another thing. It's like it's a wonderful blend of everything that Zombie Joe's does best. And let me make this clear. Zombie Joe's is one of the most important theaters in America. It is vitally important theater that is nasty and uncomfortable and wonderful, but they approach it the right way, and it's so unnerving and so wonderful. And so you've just, if you see anything at all, you have to go see Zombie Joe's Trail of Torment, because it's good. And here's a pro tip. You can get 2 tickets. Okay, there's 4 spots per show. Okay, so you can get 2 tickets for $35. But if you really want to screw with your own mind, pay for a $70 ticket and go in alone. That'll destroy you. It's so good.
Their stuff stays with you.
Huh?
It's incredible. Their stuff stays with you. I mean, some of these sketches and vignettes from like years ago, I still think about them occasionally. And, some of the commentary that you see, I don't know. It's just, they're incredible. Everybody should see them at least once.
At the very least once. It's a wonderful piece of theater. It will haunt you, but it is something you must see. I mean, they went to Edinburgh, the Edinburgh Festival, or they went to Edinburgh in Scotland. It was amazing. So yes, you have to see this. So guys, that's this weekend, and there's only 3 days of performances, right? It's Thursday, Friday,
Saturday.
Every 20 minutes, starting what time?
7 to 11.
Listen, you could do worse than going to get a drink at Idle Hour and going to this show. That's all I'm saying. So, Lindsay, thank you so much for giving us the lowdown on the entertainment. Go see Zombie Joe's show this weekend. I would go see it again, over and over. It's so good. Okay, thanks, Lindsay. We'll see you in just a second. Okay.
All right.
Okay. So now I know that I talked up the show tonight, but with good reason. So before I get into what's really cool tonight, let me make sure that you guys are all following on social. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. You can even donate to us on Patreon. But also make sure to stop by the Cauldron in Buena Park. That's one of our favorite watering holes. The pours are heavy. The food is ridiculous good. It's, yes, you have to go. Also, make sure to stop by the Frida. It's the only independent 501c3c theater in Orange County. And yes, please go support them. And that's also where we're having the Screaming Room. So, I mean, yes. So, and if you want to join the HorrorBuzz team, we are always looking for people to review films. In particular, right now, we're looking for people to review horror books, games, family-friendly entertainment. And we would love to hear from you. I'm going to post that link right now. So if you feel like joining and writing a bit about our stuff, then please fill out the form and we will reach out to you. So we also have, we have a really cool giveaway tonight. So stay tuned. But tonight we are going to talk about a new film that has come out called Final Stop. Okay, and let me read you the IMDb rundown. Okay, ready? A driver is confronted by years of pent-up trauma and unresolved emotional damage when he meets the love of his life and her abusive boyfriend. It's one hell of a ride. So tonight we have two guests from the film, but before we get to them, we are going to show you a clip from Final Stop. You ready? And here we go. Ew. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Star Vince Rodriguez and
Hey.
writer-director Jeffrey Moore. Okay, so wait a minute. My screen is technology. Why are you hating on me? Okay, there we go. How's it going, guys? How are you?
What's up? We're good. How are you?
I'm well. Are you
All
that creepy in real life, or?
On that level. On that level. I think that's why I kind of hit at home so well.
Well, Vince, obviously you are the star, and tell us a bit about your character in the film.
So Jesus is just a guy going about his normal life, and he happens to run into a girl who kind of, I don't want to say takes him out of his life, but she kind of opens up his eyes, and she kind of helps him to realize that, wow, there is better things out there than, working two mundane jobs and just going about your business. And yeah, he ends up falling for this girl, and he thinks the girl's leading him on and stringing him along, but things kind of go on a tipsy-turvy ride. And if you haven't seen it, you do need to check it out. But she does take him along for a ride, or vice versa. But
all right, spoiler alert. So Jeffrey, you wrote and directed the film, and tell me a little bit about the film of Final Stop.
Yeah, so Vince really brought this character Jesus to life, and I mean it's everyone's worst nightmare, getting into some kind of a ride share and something goes wrong. Most of the time we get there in one piece, but there's always that slight fear that you're going to end up in the wrong car.
Ew, like when you end up in a smoking car instead of just a non. That's like, that is the worst. That's.
I don't know if it's worse than what Final Stop's about, Norm, but
you know what? Okay, fair.
It's close. It's close.
It's close.
It's
close.
Oh no! Let the tweet storm play. Oh no. Okay, so how did this project come to be, Jeffrey?
Wow. I'm always trying to think of the next, something that hasn't quite been done. And of course, this sort of concept has been done, but I tried to approach it in a way that sort of hasn't. And it all just kind of blossomed as we added people to the team. Everyone kind of took on their own legs and really brought this story home in a different way.
And Vince, how did you get attached to the project? Was it a simple audition? Did you kind of know somebody who knew somebody? What was how did you come on board?
So I submitted for the role online, and Cynthia, one of the producers, she had come across my headshot and she told me, "Hey, you submitted for one of my projects." I said, "Oh, wow, okay." I was like, "That's awesome." I was like, "Does that mean I get an audition, or how does that work?" And no, she invited me in for an audition and a callback, and a few weeks later, I heard I booked the role, and I couldn't have been more excited to be a part of that team.
This was shot before the pandemic hit. Correct?
It was.
What was the time frame that the film was shot again?
So the film we actually shot during 2017 and 2018.
Oh my god! So like way before.
Yeah, much before. Yeah,
before all
we
these
were afraid of
set in.
Yeah.
in a different world.
Long before we were afraid of Jesus giving us a ride. Yeah, that's some. And so how did you guys, did you edit the film before the pandemic? How did the whole process go from shooting the film, cutting the film together, and trying to find a distributor?
So a lot of the issues with, or I shouldn't say issues, a lot of the obstacles with making a indie film like this is that you have to really make your resources spread across, something bigger than what you probably should. And so we're all putting on, different hats, taking on different crew positions just to get it done. And so, of course, it does take a little bit longer, but no, we ended up getting it done. It took some rewrites, it took some reshoots, it took some recuts, it took, just going over it over and over, making sure that we had the best possible product that we could put out for this.
I will say Jeff did wear a lot of hats, and he did do an excellent job of keeping us in the loop over the course of, what was it, 2 or 3 years? And I mean, it's easy to fall off, and kind of lose track of what's going on. But Jeff did a excellent job of keeping us all together. So thank you for that, Jeff.
Oh man, I really appreciate that.
Yeah, Jeff. You guys, just so you know, Jeff is easily one of the nicest guys I know, and he's a total Boy Scout. So
I actually was a Boy Scout.
Oh, see, I was right. I pegged it. So
it's not shocking to any of us.
Not unsurprising. But yeah, so you definitely need to check out this film, Final Stop, and at least support indie cinema. Because indie cinema, they don't have the resources that big movies like The Conjuring Part 3 does. Mm-hmm. They're doing it over a course of 2.5 years, sometimes longer, and they're just trying to entertain you. And that's why we love featuring them. So that's what we do here. Now, my question, were there any funny stories from the set or any interesting anecdotes? Nothing?
I mean, many times Vince would end up locked inside the car, inside the Prius. The headlights were constantly dying on us. We'd have to go and buy new ones. We were always shooting in cold weather, long nights, the car on inside warehouses. So there were definitely some interesting times of having to run to Harbor Freight to go pick up some, movable car jacks to maneuver it with the LED wall. And
I had to play a mechanic as well as Jesus. I don't know how many times that Prius had something go wrong with it, but we were changing headlights, batteries.
Vince is sitting there under the hood and in between scenes.
No, but it was great. Seriously, all the time we spent together, I mean, we probably spent about 4 or 5 months total. And we became like a little family. So, I mean, being on set together for 10, 12 hours a day, I mean, between our little mock music videos and our sing-alongs, I mean, we had to find ways to keep each other entertained. And so I think we did a good job of that just by, like I said, singing, dancing, and It was fun.
Like you said, it was like a little family. We even went on to make another film with a lot of the same cast and crew.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
There's another film too?
there is.
Oh my God. Okay, well, we'll cover that in another show. But is is it on the way? Or
it is out. It is out.
What?
You may have already seen it.
Okay, we'll have to cover that in another show. What is it called?
Yeah. That one is Dark Figures, and you'll also see
I
Vince
did
and I
see
in
that
Dark
one.
Figures. You did see that one.
Yes, yes. Very good.
Yeah, very good times. We all decided we had to go
awesome.
out and do something else.
Crawling around in the desert and yes.
Yeah.
Oh
totally.
my gosh. There's ants. There's ants about the size of your hand out there, and rattlesnakes
spiders
in every other bush.
Take away babies. So question. What advice would either of you give to independent filmmakers or independent film actors trying to make their way right now?
You want to start, Jeff?
Sure. I'll say what I always tell people is that, if you have an idea, you have something, run with it. The only thing really holding you back is yourself. I know that's a cliche, but it literally is the truth. If I can do something like this, I have faith in pretty much anybody else that you can write a movie, you can shoot a movie on your phone. I started shooting things on GoPros back about 15 years ago, and now we're shooting on Reds, and much better quality now. But it all started somewhere.
Right, and to add on to that, from the actor's perspective, is just go for it and just do what it is that you feel comfortable doing. And I know Jeff's a filmmaker, but everyone has access to an iPhone, and you can create your own content. I mean, if you're seeing stuff that, oh wow, this is something that I'd be great at, then just go do it. Just create your own content and just grab your friends or family or whoever you have next to you and just throw them in. And once they see themselves once, they're going to want to keep doing it, and they're going to want to get better. And that's all it is just practice until, I don't want to say you perfect it, but until you feel comfortable doing something. And so just do it. And it doesn't matter how long it takes. I mean, Final Stop took us 3 years, but it was an amazing ride, and it was a hell of a ride. And so I'm glad and thankful for everyone that was a part of that team and to be a part of that team. But there's no time limit on any of this. No time limit.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
So get out there and make a movie, damn it. So
inspired.
In honor of Final Stop and in honor of Jeffrey's favorite horror film, The Shining, we are going to do a giveaway. What are we giving away tonight, Jeffrey?
So tonight we're actually going to be giving away a Blu-ray of Final Stop.
Wow. Okay. And Lindsay, you cannot play. Everybody, Ariel, Cynthia, Peter, you guys, you can all play. You guys are all good. Lindsay, we can't play. I have to disqualify us. Also, the two of you two. That goes without saying, though. Okay, so here is the trivia question. Now, here are the rules. I'm going to ask this question. Okay, and you too, Chad. I'm going to ask this question, and the first person to answer it from this point through to the next week until we do our next HorrorBuzz Live on YouTube, you qualify. But the first person to answer this correctly is the one that gets the prize, and then we'll find you and get your shipping address and all that business and give you your stuff. Okay, so here is the question. Are you ready? In order to get the cast in the right frame of mind, what 3 films did Kubrick have them watch before making The Shining? There are 3 films that he made them watch. Okay? Yes, Brian, ice cream do not have bones. In order to get the cast into the right frame of mind, what 3 films did Stanley Kubrick ask the cast to watch before shooting The Shining? Jeffrey, do you happen to know the answer to this?
That I'm very ashamed and embarrassed that I don't know the answer to that. Can you give us a hint?
Oh God. Okay. Is it really that hard? I thought it was pretty good. Okay.
Now, are they his own films?
No, not a. That's
No,
a
they're
great.
not his
That is a.
films.
No, they are not his own films, but these are 3 films that he really loved that captured the tone or the essence or the feeling of what he was going for. Don't Google it. Just don't Google it. You know, that's entirely too easy, and we can't verify that you didn't. But I would say that. Oh God, what is it? They're not his films, and David Lynch is one of the directors. I'll give you that.
Oh wow.
So that's awesome. Anyway, so if you answer that first and correctly, we will send you a copy of Final Stop on Blu-ray. Sound good? Awesome. Lindsay, do you know the answer or no?
Oh no. No, that was a like top level trivia question that is way out of my scope of horror knowledge. I am not ashamed to admit I have no clue. So I am with Chad. I don't know.
Like every other
one.
time I would ask a question, like 2 seconds later, they're like, bam! And so I thought, I'm going to give him something difficult. So
he swung for the fences, clearly.
Yes,
I did, and I think I made it out. I'm not sure. So again, Vince, Jeffrey, best of luck on Final Stop, and thank you so much for coming on. And there's a nice little. I'm not going to point it out too much, but there's a nice little HorrorBuzz Easter egg in there. So just, I don't know, make sure to watch it. It's great. So there you go.
Thank you, Norman. Thank you guys for having us on. It's been an honor to come on and share this film with everyone. It is on Amazon Prime. Sorry, Prime Video. Apple, what is it? Apple TV and iTunes. It's on Fandango. It's on YouTube. It's on Vudu. It's all over. Anywhere you rent movies, go check it out.
Yeah, go check it out. It's all over the place. So there's no reason you shouldn't be watching it. So there you go. Again, thank you, Jeffrey, Vince. Best of luck on the film.
Thank you, guys.
We will see you. We will see you soon. All right, and that's it, Lindsay. We did it. We did another show. Look at us.
Time flies when you're talking about blood and guts and creepy Uber drivers.
I know, but dang it, Vince is a nice guy, and so is Jeffrey. So with that, we will await correct answers, ungoogled correct answers, non-googled, something. Anyway, and we will see you next week. We have another big show coming next week, so stay tuned. Am I frozen? I'm frozen. No, I'm not. There I am. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching HorrorBuzz Live, and we will see you in the fog.